Lupin is an important company which is in focus, as they have just announced that from the US FDA, they have got an approval for Albuterol, which of course is a generic version of ProAir. It's an inhaler drug that we are talking about, and it's a very, very important development, when you would consider the history of Lupin going ahead, because it's a very important kind of a drug that they have. It's a complex inhaler drug. It is something which is expected to contribute quite a bit to their FY21 numbers, which of course we just talk about. So what has happened is that Lupin has received the US FDA approval for ProAir. When they spoke about this in the Q1 con call, they very clearly mentioned that before the end of September is sometime when they would be getting this particular approval. So it has come in line with the management guidance, or what essentially the management had guided the street for. Now it's an important drug. It's about 2 billion plus in terms of the entire number that we are talking about globally. 1 billion comes in only from the US market. Of course, the size would reduce. It could get to 700, 750. As you have more players coming in, as Lupin would come in, they would reduce prices like some of the others. But still, it's a good 5-player market drug that we are talking about at this point of time. Maybe 6 players if you would consider the innovator as well. But nevertheless, everybody could get a good pie out of this particular drug. In terms of estimate, 40 million is what the street is anticipating as far as Lupin's FY21 contribution are concerned, and then of course the market share that they get, or the market share dependence that they have, that is something which will decide how things move ahead. Now Cipla had launched this drug ahead of estimates in April. They had got sort of an emergency approval for this particular inhaler, stating the COVID situation, and they've got about 6.5-7% in terms of market share, which is a sizable market share. And also when we spoke to them post their numbers, they said that this number could increase going ahead. So what sort of market share Lupin would get would also be interesting to see. But of course, people are anticipating 40-45 million, as I told you, in FY21 only from this particular drug. Now when we come and talk about why this is important, is because Cipla for last 2 years has been guiding about has been guiding about what's happening in the complex generic space, and that is something which they would be looking at. This is a complex drug. It starts the pipeline of the complex generic space that they have. Somehow this answers the question about the complex journey of Lupin, and how essentially they would go ahead, or this proves the ability of the R&D spend that they have been doing. So we got a comment also coming in from Vinita, who of course is the CEO at the company, that they are particularly happy about this particular drug approval coming in. It shows the capability of the company, and and marks the journey as far as their complex generic journey is concerned, and that's why it's an important approval. Completely expected. Don't really expect upgrades to come in from the street, but definitely positive as far as sentiment is concerned, is what analysts are saying.